A St. Thomas native, Angus McLachlin enrolled in Western in 1926 in biology on a scholarship. The goal was to become a doctor. At 5'9" and 165 pounds, he started his career as a lineman, but was quickly moved to the end position. The Western Stadium newsletter described him as fast as a streak of greased lightning. Known as Banty to his teammates, he had an immediate impact on the success of the Mustang football team. In his freshman year, the Mustangs won their first group intermediate intercollegiate championship, defeating St. Mike's in a home and away series by a combined score of 26-0. In 1927, Western finished with a perfect 5-0 record, completing its first undefeated football season in school history. The Mustangs defeated St. Mike's in the group championship and then beat Loyola College of Montreal by a combined score of 13-3, giving Western its first ever Canadian Intermediate Intercollegiate Championship. The success of the Mustang football team led to Western putting in an application for entry to the Senior Intercollegiate Rugby Union, a move that necessitated the construction of the new J.W. Little Memorial Stadium for the 1929 season. Now playing in the senior division, Western's first senior victory came against the defending champions McGill Redmen by a score of 10-2. The victory was secured when Angus McLachlin scored the game's lone touchdown by falling on a blocked kick in the end zone. The yearbook described Banty as a dead-eye tackler, saying he intends to get a first-hand knowledge of the bone structure of the human anatomy, which will come in handy when he hangs out his shingle. During the summer, he worked the wards of St. Thomas Hospital and won more than local fame during the summer of '29 when he saved the lives of several drowning persons at Port Stanley Beach, receiving the Royal Humane Society Medal for his bravery. In 1931, the forward pass was introduced by the Canadian Rugby Football Union, adding an element of excitement to the game, which was woefully lacking. The new rule change resulted in Angus McLachlin becoming a favorite target of the Western passers. Voted team captain of the 1931 team during a time when the Yates Cup was awarded to the team that stood on top of the division after the regular season. The last week of the season saw the Mustangs lose to the McGill Redmen, but that was soon dismissed as news of the varsity victory over Queens assured Western of first place in the senior intercollegiate ranks. The Mustangs took the Yates Cup for the first time in school history. The yearbook wrote on the accomplishment, "In ability and success, they have gained their rightful place in intercollegiate circles, a feat for which they shall be remembered and a place from which they shall be heard and hard to dislodge." Western then met the senior ORFU champions, the Sarnia Imperials, and defeated them in a hard-fought battle, 7-1. This victory advanced the Mustangs to the Eastern Canadian Championship against the Montreal Winged Wheelers, and the winner would represent the East in the Grey Cup game. Unfortunately, the Mustangs' miraculous season came to an end, one win shy of the Grey Cup. Graduating from med school in 1932, McLachlin became the second Western football player to become a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford University. His surgical training was obtained at the University of Toronto and his surgical skills perfected in Europe, where he served with distinction during the Second World War as an officer commanding the No. 10 Canadian Field Surgical Unit. He returned to London as professor and chairman of the Department of Surgery at Western. During the next 30 years, Dr. McLachlin trained many general surgeons in London and in southwestern Ontario. He encouraged his residents to go into the new surgical specialties that he developed at Western. Having received many awards and accolades for his medical work, in 1972 he became the only Western Mustang to receive the L.B. Mike Pearson Award, given to a distinguished Canadian citizen of outstanding achievement, who, having participated in university sport, has by his personal accomplishment exemplified the ideals and purposes of intercollegiate and amateur sport. Dr. Howard Cameron said of McLachlin, he was a very special man and perhaps the last of a breed. Athlete, scholar, soldier, researcher, administrator, surgeon, but above all, teacher. Dr. Angus McLachlin, a Mustang legend.